Hello guys, and welcome back to another For Honor Heroes build video. Today's hero is the Black Prior, and the mode we're focused around is attack on breach, so breach attack mode. So let's go ahead and get into the 3 perks as always that we go after. And my 3 perk selection for attack breach mode on the Black Prior are Remedy, Vengeful Barrier, and Rising Dawn. Excuse me, I had a burp. Now, the reason why I use Remedy over Bastion and Feline and Agility is because you're an attack, so your lives matter, all lives matter, but I'm just saying maintaining as much respawn lives or respawn numbers as possible is the goal here, as well as pushing the ram and pushing the zones. But you want to try to not respawn as much as you can. You want to try to get revived, you want to try to revive allies, you want to try to stay alive if you're getting ganked. And Remedy with Vengeful Barrier is a very good combo because when you get out of revenge, you get a shield. And if you killed 1 or 2 players while you were in revenge or after you get out of revenge, either or way, you're still going to get 10 or 20 health depending if you kill 1 or 2 enemies. So you got Vengeful Barrier plus you got 10 or 20 health on top of that. So you got like 35 to 45 health back from getting out of revenge if you have these 2 active at the same time. Bastion, it does seem cool if you're in zones and next to the ram, but when you get to the end, when you're fighting the commander, there's only one zone that people rarely go for. The heal spawn counts as a zone as well, but you're not always going to be on these zone points because you're going to go try to back up your allies. You're going to go try to stop the guy from putting in the banner or in your banner. You're going to try to get the banner yourself. There's a bunch of different things that you're going to be doing that Bastion is not going to be able to like back you up or help you, especially if you're attacked. It's vital to stay alive. Now when it says when you're carrying a banner, to me this is funny because does that mean that one hit that somebody hits you to take the banner off of you is 10% damage resistance? So that's just one hit, you know, so it's kind of like I don't really like that. It's kind of janky to me. But Vengeful Barrier, as I explained with the Remedy combo and being ganked sometimes in breach when they're trying to deplete your response, you get 25% health, 25 health shield, not 25%, just a 25 health shield once you exit revenge. And if you're defensive and you're doing pretty good, you have backup, or they're attacking you relentlessly and you're like basically parrying them, etc., you could get revenge fast again, and then you'll be in revenge again with your maximum health shield, come out and do it again, and you'll probably kill a player, get remedy, and get some more health like I've been talking about. Now, I use this over Last Stand and Book Up because Book Up, yes, it's going to give you 16 health, but if you're not going anywhere to heal yourself, or you're not getting any executions, you're only getting remedy, that 16 health isn't going to benefit you so much as if you're getting ganked when you have like 70 health, or if you have 50% health and you're getting ganked. Vengeful Barrier is going to give you 25 health, which is more than 16 health once you exit. And I would have used that with the combination we have here, but I'm going with Rising Dawn because remember, all lives matter, even your own life, but you got to be a team player here. You got to go and revive your allies if they're down. Don't make that priority where you get hit and you get killed because you're trying to revive the ally. Kill the enemy, revive the player, let the player know you're going to revive them, don't respawn, and they're going to come back with 75% health, not just 50 where it's just half. It's going to have more than half. And they can go, if they have Vengeful Barrier or they have different feats, etc., they can heal themselves fully, or they can get to the zone and you can help them get them. Because if you're reviving them, you're able to back them up, or you guys don't have no enemies around and you're able to get to a zone. So that's my opinion on the perks. Last Stand, I didn't explain why I don't use that. It is nice to have 20% damage resistance, but because it's relying on you to be in critical health and you are intact, most of the time you're not trying to be in any kind of lower state of health. So in my opinion, it's not going to be active and beneficial to you and your team as Rising Dawn would. Good. Let's go to the perks now. The feats. So since we're using Rising Dawn, we might as well have Speed Revive for the first feat. And the reason why I use that over Sinister Shield and Iron Lungs is because, again, all lives matter, but responding and avoiding your respawns to be depleted by the enemy is a very, number one goal, in my opinion, besides getting the ram to the gates and ramming through to the commander. Now, this allows you to revive them quicker than you normally would with any other character without this feat. And on top of that, with the perk Rising Dawn, you're giving them 75% health. So you'll be able to bring them back to life quicker and with more health, which is going to help you guys survive longer and keep more respawns that you're going to need at the end game where the commander is. I use it over Iron Lungs because it's a feat that requires you to be out of stamina. Now, you're an attacker, you're trying to stay alive. If you're out of stamina, if you're exhausted, you're probably going to get punished really bad. I don't think any player's going to want to try to be exhausted to just have a feat that relies on you being exhausted. It's not more valuable than speed revive would be to you. So there's a shield. It is cool to give your allies a shield, especially if they have Aegis or that one perk where they increases shields by 20%, but this damages yourself. It doesn't damage yourself that much, it's very slightly, but remember your attack. And if your teammate is getting ganked and you're giving him a shield and he gets killed by the time you get there, you're already lowered health, you're gonna get ganked. It might end a wrong way. There's a possibility it might end the wrong way, there's a possibility it won't. This is my opinion, used for more like Dominion. But again, you're reviving allies, you got Rising Dawn, use speed revive. Going on to the second feat, I go with Healing Ward, and I use that over Doom Banner and Inspire because it makes you regain health. I don't see myself always just sitting there in bulwark stance when I'm fighting in combat, but I do like to use it to trick people into thinking they can grab me, or I'm going to do the unblockable and do it into something else. I do use it here and there, which is pretty nice. But when I am not around enemies and I'm killing minions and I'm on the hill spawn point, you can get into this and heal even quicker. And when I'm just walking around going to the next zone, etc., I'm healing when there's no players around me. Of course I'll stay in that stance and heal, but when I'm in combat, I don't use it as often as you think you would to heal. And if you do, you gotta really learn how to be able to fight from that stance. And it's not that bad, but it is a very beneficial feat in this mode, in my opinion, and for this build, because you're able to heal while you're fighting allies, staying alive longer. You got Vengeful Barrier, you got Remedy in case you kill an enemy, you don't need to execute them. Then you got Tough as Nails, which is third feat, as you see down there, which is going to give you even more health. So it's going to keep you alive long. Your allies are going to be around, you're going to be reviving allies, it's going to be insane, you're going to be awesome on the battlefield, trust me. But I use that over Doom Banner because Doom Banner depletes over time. Healing Ward is passive, it heals you. This does make the enemies have less defense. You can use this to keep the enemies out away from a zone, and or if they're ganking you and your teammates, plant that down. Especially if you get revenge and you parry them on the ground from activating revenge, throw that banner down and you'll mount the players away. But it's not always there, it does have a cooldown. Again, your life matters more than trying to do more damage than anybody just for a couple seconds. Being able to heal might be vital to you staying alive in one fight or two, or even more. And I use it over Inspire because you don't really need your troops to fight the other troops. You can kill the troops yourselves. This does make you do damage, but again, it depletes over time. Over healing, which one in your opinion, in my opinion, would be better for attack breach. Now, moving on to the third feat, we use Tough as Nails, and I use that over Oathbreaker and Punch Through. The reason why I use that over Oathbreaker is because Oathbreaker removes a shield from an enemy who gets revenge. So most of the time they're going to be ganking you. You're going to be getting revenge if you're an attacker half of the time, unless your teammates are ganking players and you guys are literally beating the crap out of the defensive team. Sometimes they'll get revenge, but if that's the case, you guys are not even worried about revenge in that case, then you're already mounting them. But as an attacker, you're going to get revenge more often than the enemies would, in my opinion, because they're going to be trying to deplete your response. So you aren't really going to use this as often. And also, again, remember, staying alive is very vital as an attacker in breach mode. So increasing your health maximum gauge is more beneficial than just removing one player's shield that might not even get into revenge, or might not last as long as their revenge does, or, you know, might not even go in revenge. You guys might kill him before he even activates revenge, so you never know. Punch Through, it's pretty nice. It does a cool amount of damage, like a very... like a slight amount of damage to players who do block. I don't see it being important as much as increasing your max health, doing more damage to a player that blocks. You're gonna learn how to open up players. Most of the time, Valkyrie is really easy to get hits in. All you gotta do is bash them, free light. Guarantee you can feint a heavy into a bash, into a light. You can do the unblockable, feint it, do a real heavy. Players try to dodge away from you. Your second heavy always catches players that dodge or do any kind of superior dodge attacks. It's crazy. You don't need to do damage to players that are blocking. Learn to open them up, because if you rely on block damage, you're going to get comfortable hitting players that are blocking, and half the time you're going to get parried, etc. In my opinion. But again, raising your max health is important for breach attack. Moving on to the fourth feat, last but not least, where you go use Umbra Shelter. I think that's how you say it, Umbra Shelter. For a short time, generate shields for you and your nearby allies. Shields don't stack. What it means by that is, like, you're not gonna have one shield, then two shields, then three shields if the player doesn't deplete the shields that you're like spanning out to other players. It's pretty nice. It goes around 3 to 4 times. So let's say it's kind of like the Satyrian shield, where it gives you a shield for a short time, and the player can attack the shield and the shield will go down. But every, I think, like 4 to 3 seconds, the Valkyrie will pulse another shield for a short period of time. That's just what it's saying, generating shields. And that damage to the shield that happened from the enemy will go back to 100%, like they never even hit you, as long as this skill is active and the players are around you. It is really good for you and your allies if you're getting ganked and they're trying to deplete your response. It's really good when you guys group up. When you have this skill, tell players to group up next to you, head into the commander, use that skill so you guys are able to do as much damage to the players and the commander before actually dying, because this is going to keep you guys how can I say, alive a lot longer. I was going to say a lot longer alive, but alive a lot longer. That is it for the, oh wait, did I say why? Okay, I'm sorry. I use that for over regenerate, and I use that over morale booster, and I just explained why I used it. But regenerate is nice, but having healing ward and tough as nails and being able to go to a heal spawn and having remedy, I think regenerate you don't really need. If you're out of combat, you can just do bulwark stance and stand there and heal. You don't need generate. Use Umbra Shelter better for the reason why I just explained. Morale booster is pretty tight. It increases damage for you and your allies. This is good if you guys are getting your butt kicked and you guys need to turn it around. You can go ahead and activate this, and you and your whole team, no matter where they are at, are going to get an attack boost. It does last about as long as the shield does, and you can do more damage to the commander if you guys have this activated. But remember, your lives matter. The defensive team is going to go hard. They're not going to care about their lives because they can respond as many times as they want. Being able to have that shield and sustaining as much damage as possible while outputting as much damage with the shield or the shelter skill, in my opinion, is the best way to go. I really hope you guys enjoy. That's it for the Black Prior reveal for Breach Attack. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.